One man, Mithika Linturi, is under siege. Mithika Linturi is the Meru senator, and he is under siege, and his only mistake, according to voters from Meru, is going to seek the Meru gubernatorial seat on a UDA ticket. Mithika Linturi is a very senior politician from Meru, but of late, there are two instances, and now the latest one is the third one, that shows that he's indeed, maybe he made a blunder to go for the governor's seat through UDA, or even to go for that seat to start with. Sometime 3 weeks ago, while he was addressing a church meeting in Meru, I think it was a meeting that was hosted by Sitam Church, Mithika Linturi tried to attack Raila Odinga, saying that Raila Odinga, Kenyans fight because the leaders who don't accept results. And it took the presiding bishop, Odede, Callisto Odede, to intervene and interrupted him and told him that that was not the way to go in terms of even when they were talking about the peace in the area. Then when that went, after that, he announced his bid to seek the Meru gubernatorial seat, tried to face off with Kiraitu Murungi. Then when trying to campaign somewhere, he got to another crowd, and that crowd kept on shouting to him, Azimio, Azimio. And if you're keen, after that crowd, Kiraitu Murungi joined the Azimio, and now Kiraitu Murungi is in Azimio with the PEP party, with the Mbas party. So Mithika Linturi wants to unseat Kiraitu Murungi. And I want to say first, that was a big blunder. For example, for him, he's already a senator, and he has a very good chance to get that seat again, either through Azimio, maybe through Azimio or through Oka or through UDA, but probably I think either side, he's a formidable candidate to be the senator. But I want to believe that, and I think I analyzed here, that Mithika Linturi was trapped by Deputy President. And he was trapped by the UDA team. Because initially UDA tried to approach Kiraitu Murungi to join UDA, but Kiraitu Murungi was adamant, and instead he joined the Azimio team. And I think on that condition, the condition was they were trying to ask Kiraitu Murungi to go so that they would not give him competition in Meru. Actually, they would give him the ticket. And when he refused, the UDA decided then to plant Kiraitu Murungi to give the UDA decided to plant Mithika Linturi to give Kiraitu Murungi a run for the money. And I think there is something that Mithika Linturi ought to have understood, that the UDA team were never interested in him clinching that seat, because they knew very well that Kiraitu Murungi is a very strong candidate. And for you to remove an incumbent, it's not very easy. But just to checkmate Kiraitu Murungi, initially it was like, if he announces that he's going to vie, then Kiraitu Murungi will shiver and then will join UDA. But that did not work. So Ruto went ahead, and the UDA team allowed him, or gave him the nod to seek that seat. That was the biggest blunder. And I think I said in one of my analysis, people who follow, that this was just part of the wider scheme, part of the wider scheme by the deputy president to make sure that he can silence the strong voices from the mountain. If you look at like the Meru and Tharaka Nithi side, I think there is no formidable candidate so far. Mithika Linturi was the Meru senator. He's been told to go for governor where he's deemed to lose. Tharaka Nithi, Kithure Kindiki has been told not to seek that seat, and he's just playing national politics. I don't know under which promise. So if you look at the Meru and Tharaka Nithi, things are really falling apart. Then the same UDA gave Imenti South MP, is called Kiraitu Murungi, the nod to seek the Senate seat, which is now belonging to Mithika Linturi. So I think even he may understand. Now, before I want to play for you a latest clip by Mithika Linturi being heckled again by a group of youths that was chanting Azimio and singing Kiraitu Murungi songs. I want you to listen to that beat here. If you watch that clip, there are two scenarios that are playing out. And actually, I don't support heckling. If you don't support a politician, don't just attend that rally, because you can go heckling, and on the other side, he also has supporters. Then violence can start, and of course, you never know. There is no one who will benefit from violence, especially political violence. So I don't support. But there is one thing. One, maybe he bumped on that team, and that group was organized by maybe Kiraitu Murungi handlers to show a perception that, of course, that Mithika Linturi is facing rejection. That will be one. But even if that is it, that is not narrative that many people will buy. Two, this can still be stage managed by Mithika Linturi himself in a scheme to make sure that he tells William Ruto that, look here, what you are doing for me is a trap and I cannot win this seat. So it's time I go back to the Senate seat, or it is just another way to say that, okay, UDA is not being receptive here, and so I need to move to Azimio. Because there is that chance. Actually, there is that chance for him to cross over to Azimio. That is two. Three, there is a possibility that that crowd is just hostile at him. Just the personality of Mithika Linturi. So these are the three scenarios. I don't know, in your understanding, how would you give it a judgment? Will you give it a judgment that it was planned by Azimio, or Mithika Linturi state managed himself to just send a message to William Ruto, or it was just the heckling? Now, if you look at that video, they're singing Azimio and Kiraitu Murungi. So if it was just the heckling of what on heckle, maybe it wouldn't be mentioning other names. But again, that's my opinion. That's how I thought. Now, let's face it. The truth of the matter here is, in Meru, Azimio is deep. Azimio is they have a chunk of the support. Now, you know, with the entry of the truce, or rather reconciliation between Kiraitu Murungi and Peter Munya, being in the same camp, these were the two front runners in 2017. Peter Munya comes from Tigania, Kiraitu Murungi comes from Imenti, and Mithika Linturi is actually from Igembe. So he was Igembe South MP in he got that seat in 2007 up to 2017 when he opted to go for the Senate. So the truth here is there is something, and there is a likelihood that this ground is very hostile for Mithika Linturi. I want us to look at that and pursue maybe some of the reasons that could have brought what is bringing him this hostility on ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, before you do that, I want to humbly request you kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you give this video a thumbs up. You like our video. If you like our video, YouTube is going to increase the algorithm and it will be suggested to as many people. With that way, you're not just supporting me, but you're not just enjoying our videos, but you're also supporting my hustle. One of the reasons why I think Mithika Linturi is finding it difficult even to campaign in Meru would be that church rejection. You know, that incident really caught the attention of the country from the rest of the country. But again, it also caught the attention of the churches, especially in Meru. And that, for me, makes churches look at him as someone who is a warmonger. Remember, Mithika Linturi went to Eldoret with William Ruto and talked about Madoado, and after that, he was removed from the kitchen cabinet and only attends William Ruto's rallies, mostly in the central Kenya, not just everywhere, the other side of Meru. So I've realized that that is something that happened. Now, the church maybe have now grafted this perception on him that he's not a formidable, that he's not a peacemaking leader. And everyone in this country wants peace. Secretly, behind the scenes, the people, when you talk to people outside here, I think there is the call for economic revival and all that, but I think Kenyans want peace. Kenyans just want peace. That is, the other day someone was making a joke in social media that kila mtu anasema umechoka, so there is an outbreak ya kuchoka. Now, that rejection thing is being spreaded, and now he doesn't have his way. Two is UDA is having some hostility. Now, this hostility is this. The narrative in central Kenya that Uhuru Kenyatta is incompetent or did not do something for them. There is the politics of, we are not in government, we are not being supported. And so the Meru side might feel like the way William Ruto has branded his politics, or that the deputy president and the UDA team have branded their politics, they're being seen as the opposition. So Meru has never been in opposition, if I'm not wrong. Someone need to challenge me. For the few years that I've been around, I don't think they have been in opposition. And the narrative that is in central Kenya, that if you're with the DP team, you are in opposition. So I think that narrative is sinking, and now they're feeling they need to embrace the other side of Azimio. Now, there is something that is working against Mithika Linturi. And that is why I can categorically say that the best option was for him now is to go to Azimio. Because Mithika Linturi is being viewed as a Ruto project to bring down Kiraitu Murungi. He is a latecomer. Mithika Linturi announced his bid for that governor's seat in we are in February? Late February. We are in March. Late February. Actually, it was the first week of March. Now, what that means is, first, he has never been on the ground. And the fact that now he's being viewed as a project, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So people tend to believe with Kiraitu Murungi. You cannot underestimate Kiraitu Murungi, because with the backing of Azimio and the backing of Peter Munya, anyone against him is now being viewed as someone who is against government, and that is why he's been brought in by William Ruto. And that is what the Meru Nation has been told, that Mithika Linturi is being planted by Meru Nation, by the UDA team. So the fact that he's a project there makes people feel like, okay, this is not the person that we tend to work with. So the best way is to disassociate, and if I am to advise, let him go for the Senate seat. Either through Azimio or UDA, let him go for the Senate seat and leave that governor's race before it's too late, because I don't think he stands a chance. Lastly, one thing that is normally the least, it's called lack of track record and resonating track record. I want you to get me right. Kiraitu Murungi is an incumbent who's been a governor and he's been working. Whether he has done something that is impacting the lives of people or no, but his track record can be seen and is timely because he is in office. He can go and say, I initiated that project, I initiated that other project. Now, Mithika Linturi was an MP for 10 years. There is that which he did for Imenti. I talked to a friend who told me he has performed, but yes, he performed as an MP, but as a senator, he did not have money. So, and I think if you read the Star, there was an article that was done recently. I think it was by Martin, I think it was Peter Kaluma or someone, who was saying that senators that are going to seek governors' positions have a problem. because they have not been on ground, there is nothing they are doing. An MP is more likely to be received and have a positive reception in the governor's post than a senator, because senator do not have, there is no development that a senator will do. That's why the likes of James Orengo have a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my position on Mithika Linturi. So what are your thoughts? Should he join Azimio?